Hello guys, it's Galib for Gaming here and welcome to my €450 gaming PC build. So guys, as promised in the previous video, I've said that I was going to tell you when I'm going to be streaming this week, and I have to say that I'm going to be streaming this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central European Time. So if you don't want to miss that out, definitely go give me a follow on Twitch. I'm going to leave the link in the video description, and also don't forget to turn on the notifications so you get one and you don't miss the action. But guys, without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into the build. So for the heart of our build, for our processor, we're going to be using a AMD X4 860K. This is an absolutely amazing processor for its price, and it's going to give us all the performance that we need for our games. Then for our graphics card, we're going to be using Gigabyte Radeon R7 360 overclocked edition with 2 GB of GDDR5 memory. That's gonna give us all the performance that we need for our latest games. Then for our motherboard, we're gonna be using MSI A68HM-P33 V2 motherboard, which is a absolutely basic motherboard, but it's gonna give us all the features that we need, and it's gonna also save us some money for other stuff like SSD. Now for our RAM, we're gonna be using a single 8 GB stick of Corsair Vengeance memory running at 1600 MHz. Now for the storage in this PC, I went with two things. The first one is a Seagate Barracuda 1TB hard drive spinning at 7200 RPM, like for massive files. And then for speeding our system up, I've chosen integral 120 GB SSD, which is going to give us all the performance that we need. Now, we all know that AMD stock coolers are absolute crap. They're loud, they don't really do a great job of cooling the processors, so I've went with a aftermarket cooler, which is the alse Power CC120. This is a kind of the same thing that Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo, except this one is about €10 cheaper. Then powering all of these components is going to be a alse Power 450 watt power supply with a 80+ bronze certification, and it's going to give us all the power that we need. Now for the case, I've chosen the Antec VSK 3000B. Now this is a micro ATX case chassis, and basically this case comes with a really good Antec build quality, but there is a couple things to watch out over here. Now this case was about 3 to 4 millimeters too small to close the side panel with that aftermarket cooler on. And the second thing is that the HD audio cable that connects to the motherboard for the front panel audio is too short, and I was unable to connect it. This is unfortunate, but it's not gonna kill our build. So now when you know all the specs of this PC, I say let's go and check out how this system performs in some games. starting off with some Rocket League, our system scored a nice 57.4 FPS on high settings. Then in Minecraft at max settings, we've scored just over 90 FPS at 94.6 FPS average. Then moving on to some Insurgency, we see a nice 51 FPS on a mixture of high and very high settings. Then moving on to some GTA, we've seen a nice playable 47.9 FPS on a mixture of high and normal settings. Now taking a look at some Dirty Bomb, our system scored again over 60 F at just about 65.7 FPS average on high settings. Then taking a look at some Arma 3, we have to bump our settings down a bit to standard to hit over 30 FPS at 35.3 FPS average, which is still good, but this game is a bit more CPU intensive, so this is what is to be expected. Then taking a look at some Battlefield 4, we again see a nice 45.7 FPS average on some high settings, which is actually really good for the price. Then as our last game, we've got some Counter-Strike, again running at 1080p, and our system scored a nice 135.5 average frames per second on some recommended settings. Then at 3D Mark Firestrike, we've seen a nice physics score of 4,485, and again nice graphics score of 4,434. So this is gonna be about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and drop a like and maybe even consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Also, again, don't forget to go down in the description and follow me on Twitch if you don't want to miss tomorrow's stream. But without any further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.